Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Extra Utilities 2, Cursed Earth, and a Drop of Evil. So let's start things off by trying to get some Cursed Earth. In order to do so, you're going to need a Drop of Evil. Where can you find a Drop of Evil? Well, in the Nether, of course. Now, I have this one set up with some dark, ineffable glass in front just to keep some pigmen and whatnot from wandering in or out of the portal. But you just go into the Nether, as so, and you find yourself a wither, or, one of those, hey, look at that, Nether fortresses. Search around for guys like this here. We have a wither skeleton, and then you just kill them. And you get a 10% chance of them dropping a drop of evil. Once you're able to obtain that, you'll only really need one. If you have a silk touch tool, you should be able to harvest more if you need it. But it doesn't really spread like it used to, but it will be rather dangerous. It doesn't actually burn in the daylight anymore. It currently will exist in the daylight, but fire will remedy it. So allow me to demonstrate what happens when you put some of this down. So you can see it kind of dominates a very large area. Any grass in the area was pretty much removed and turned into whatever drops were there. And any mobs in this area will start spawning, provided that they can. Now allow me to demonstrate. I've set it to nighttime. And currently I'm in hard mode, so there should be plenty of mobs spawning on this, provided that it wasn't so well lit. But currently there's a lot of torches around, so allow me to kind of alleviate that a little bit. You'll start seeing that some mobs will start spawning. And here we have our first mob. Now, you might notice, it may be difficult to see on YouTube, that this specific mob is very dark. Now, there's a standard zombie. Here's a dark one. Now, these guys are being spawned by the Cursed Earth, and therefore are a little bit enhanced. You notice that zombie just sprinted, in fact. They are enhanced creatures, so you will want to take great care in what you do with Cursed Earth and make sure that it is well lit. Now, if you need to get rid of a bunch of this because it's spread too far, for instance, yeah, you don't want super speed creepers. That's just a bad thing. Then I recommend that you set fire to it with a flint and steel. So you do so, and it should spread like other stuff. Well, of course, that was very handy. Bye-bye, spider. So you're going to want to be very cautious, though, because if you don't have a high enough light level, they're just going to spawn anyway. So you don't want that to happen. And you can see here it's spreading quite quickly now. It is a very efficient way to eliminate the Cursed Earth in an area. And over time, it will burn everything in its path, eliminating it for you. So that is one way of getting rid of it, should you have too much. Now you'll notice that it does actually spread a little bit over time. I just placed down these 4 blocks, and that one there just spread a little bit. The mobs that generate from it are actually going to be weak to daylight, same as your nighttime mobs. But sometimes there may be too many mobs in an area for them to effectively spawn. Sometimes people will complain about their Cursed Earth failing to produce mobs and so on. If that's the case, then there just may be too many entities in the area, and a slight purge often will help reset that. So with that out of the way, let's get into something a little bit more interesting. Now let me change it back to daytime here, and we'll just let the rest of that burn off at this point. It's not like we're really going to need it anytime soon. So if you use this in a more controlled area, for instance, I have this little setup area. It's just some dark, ineffable glass, which allows me to pass through it, but mobs will not. You can make it much more effective and to your liking. For instance, this dirt is not connected to anything. Now, I have seen it actually jump over 1 block gaps, but not consistently, so that is something to keep in mind. it may jump through something that is connected to it. So it's best to have it surrounded by at least a couple blocks in most directions so that it doesn't spread further than you want and just like totally overtake your base. Now, of course, as before, just right-click, and you can create yourself a little mob spawner. Now, this is a very poor and pathetic excuse for a mob spawner, but it is an example of one nonetheless. Now, of course, with the Cursed Earth, they are going to spawn in this area, and once they get so many, or just wander around a bit like that, they'll get pushed down into the water and land on the spikes, which these ones are set up to generate experience and drops from the gold ones, and just drops and player drops from the diamond ones. Of course, it depends on which one actually does the kill. Now, there are many other ways that you could specifically do this, but in the meantime, you can see that just a few blocks here can eventually generate yourself a lot of mobs over time. And they do like to bolt, so therefore just having a little bit of water at one side of it, or even both sides of it, does tend to work pretty good. Now, I left this running for, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes or so, and this is what I got just from this poor, pathetic excuse of a mob spawner. This is currently got no light inside because of the dark, ineffable glass does not allow light to pass through it. I also layered the back wall here with more of it just in case the diamond and gold spikes allowed beyond them. But it doesn't seem to have any problem. So this is one way of, containing it. You could easily set this up in multiple different methods so that this can create lots of mobs. If you have a larger space of Cursed Earth, you're going to generate a lot more mobs. So I recommend making it very large if you have that choice. And hello, thanks for coming to visit. It can be rather dangerous, so just keep that in mind. But as before, you don't have to worry about, it currently burning in the daylight like previous versions. So it's a rather safe experience at this point. And you can see that it's been about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes at this point, and it's just finishing burning off the last of it. It stopped spreading, and it should be disappearing shortly. Now, be aware this could easily cause fires, forest fires, especially if you do this in a forest and it, goes under all the trees and stuff. You could make quite a blaze with this. So you're going to want to handle with care any of these. But it can be extremely lucrative. I mean, like I said before, just looking at this chest here, you can see that there's a lot of stuff in it. And that's just from about 15 minutes of, like 8 blocks of Cursed Earth spawning guys and falling into the water. And this is day and night cycle. So yeah, there you go. Combine it with some dark ineffable glass or just some dark glass from Extra Utilities 2. A few simple vanilla mechanics, and you could easily make yourself a passive mob farm that is going to work day and night. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If so, please make sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and spread the mischief to others. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya.